Obi bi obetrel say MPP any NDC party no omo ye the same bia no say ni bakro no katre ne say otwantro obi a obeka trel say MPP party any NDC omo ye the same me say katre ni bakro ne say de otwantro na we saw the MPP President Akufo-Addo in 8 years. If there was one thing about them ye na ye hu ya and they say omo ye mistake impo na se Ghana fo su egu omo so say ade amo aye mistake mamon pass ade we they go ahead and they pass it. But if there's one thing we've seen under this NDC government, they are admitting say yes, sometimes they might get it wrong. And sometimes they might get it wrong. But every single time a Ghana for you call it on the NDC government, say, Adie way, you got it wrong, do something about it, Biano. We see the NDC government do something about it. And for me, as a young person, it's one of the reasons why I will always choose the NDC over the NPP. Ebusian for Assembly Aba, Emma, MPP for air call it for the removal of the lands and natural resources minister, Honorable Ama Kofibwa. Now it's quite funny because he's not the only one at MPP for calling for the removal. MPP are also calling for the removal of Mahama Yariga. There's a story in the Bremo later. The Bremo earlier on. Mahama Yariga and Roxanne Dafiamepo. Because omo eteki decision by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ka said dabi nini na ne say no mo say special prosecutor office no yenyi free ho and Mahama be ka said dabi ompene no MPP for say no hunti yenyi Mahama Yariga free ho. But this time around so omo ka say yenyi Ama Kofibwa free ho na nsembɛn di ntia no mo kasa yes, NDC government no mistake and it's something I'm going to admit, but nini echi no omutie Ghana for esufre ema de na Ghana for ye peno omoaye. But why is it that today the MPP wants to take advantage to call for the resignation of the minister? You be consem ni mo Michelle, and there your first time wa subscribe and click the notification bell so we yan the latest news bi aba won sa ebeka se watro wasi ankoye watro Novdek results ni nye obese okoye course bi wo university ye say o results no enkoye obese unya scholarship ediko sua de wa abrochire oye nurse obese okọ practice wa abrochire ye say through international exams bi a your friend sat and out sanyama we ni na say ende adane odadwen a school ba ko pen na recommend am Sanctuary International School na sa school we wa dansoman. The only reason why I'm recommending this school and they say obi biawa register with school we bia e pass with flying colors with distinction. Frewamo it was 05377302272. Omo hostel facilities are omo be taking care of you. Now young concept this is what the minority is calling for. Or say minority calls for resignation of Lands and Natural Resources Minister Ama Kofibwa over withdrawal of lithium agreement. No problem. Young concept no we be say lithium agreement me grano and then they buy and then why am I saying say yes NDC for a mistake e wo ho be the nini na abramo. Lithium ye beka say mineral. Na send ya metre mu man crofo ati ase no. On send ya ye ka say gold Ghana ye 2 gold ye 2 manganese ye 2 DNA ye wo egudie ana japade no. Yes, lithium nso ebia. Na the entire lithium ase aba mfaso ne se enne senia ye mobile phones and senia ye electric vehicles any ye electric devices ni na no most of those components no the batteries no ye the lithium ene sa chargeable batteries ni nyama ni na no most of them no ye lithium ene ye na de bia ya na asemo ameka ne se nyankopon odogana Nyankopon dogana to the point where sometimes ye wo ho a mineral ananka yesusu say ye nimpo no obon say ye wo ho na discover e wo krom ha. There was a point in time in this country na ye ni fango now so ye ba be discover fango and the Ghana ye tu fango wa ha Into there was a point in time, ni need lithium, and na ye war, but ni discover ye, and they discover me lithium no. Say and non so you to me too Ghana krom ha. Into NPP time, any NPP, any company be assign a contract. Say sa lithium ni, enkrofo mbra mbetu, emrobofo no, omumbra mbetu. Nanka wamoma Ghana 10%, in fact 10%. Ye ni na ye so witia NPP. Say intwa ye, semwa ye kan se nyansa enim. Die ntia, ena yankasa ye gudie, yankasa ye japade, no obi beboa ye na wetu a. Or no for 90, now I'm 10% pay. In fact, my very own NDC wrote a letter. Ebashi NPP say nyanse bi enim, and we all supported it. And so for me, I was expecting better from my own party, the NDC. In the NDC buy no, and I feel unnecessary agreement no from 10% to 5%. And yes, aside everything else, NDC had their reasons. I mean, if you say reasons no. It was somehow valid because that time na lithium price, world market price now are plummeting, right? Now the world market price of lithium now are plummeting in the sense that now that time no yet on lithium no 10 cedis are NDC buy no and the lithium na conforma ababe danebia 1 cedi. Inti NDC aban so feel say ye per se enkrofo still ye encourage you no mo bra be Ghana babe tour because obviously enkrofo no so mo hun say lithium no price above for more. There's no way maybe they might think say omo ebenya sa akoma ne say wo mo mbra mbetu e wo Ghana ba yenso ye pese omutu. Nti NDC aban susu say well yente ye percentage ne so from 10% to 5%. Ni encouraging enkrofo no mo mbra mbetu. Even though the price has gone down. But one thing about commodities, for any single person who trades commodity, no him say one thing about commodities, no, and they say yes, they move. They might go down today, but tomorrow they will go up. It is our decision at NDC take here. No, for me, I didn't side with it. In Ghana for be bring up bought NDC say the NPP time crown no more 10%. Now more NDC buy mobile more by 5. They ain't more by 5%. Yan so. Ghana for bo NDCH, civil society organizations bo NDCH. A buying events ahemfo ebo NDCH. And NDC a banker say, unim. Send ya Ghana for more boy yechi ewa same way so no problem. Ye pesi etie muni na munu munsem. Intemrana ye kwako pase na mankrofu ya babe tu ni aje 5% no. And ye trim rana sign. Ye suspended. Ye pesi etie Ghana for. Into His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Etunsa Frey, Imani Africa. And for me, they are the #1 policy think tank in Africa. And Ghana and Africa as a whole. The president is His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Etunsa Frey womo. Emma womo ko tretre nsem weni so die nti ade ni ye bad. Na de na Ghana yen what I said deal no, what should we be requesting for and all that. It's something to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama in him. And Mahama directly almost say, well, omunko parliament committee so na omunko church womunsem entre committee na committee na mfa omunsem. It's basically the deal now has been called off because Ghanaians said say a bad. It's send ya call it deal ne off no. And then the NPP for ababon say beka say hey say Mahama abaya call it deal ne off there. Ne tre say Mahama abaya no omu nim di omoye. And no hunti yensaki minister na will take in charge. And you see, this is what I say. Say that is why personally, I will choose the NDC over the NPP. Because for someone to recognize that indeed we've done a mistake and we are correcting and we want your input before we do the corrections, no, it tells you, say, that person respects you. We sat in this country and we saw the NPP. When they wanted to pass the E-Levy, experts, civil society organizations, as for every single person said, say, it was pure robbery. In fact, for a government and that's our time, no, the background more person more presenting no, in the person of Baumia, no will preachy digitization, no. Obia semwa wakan yene say, sa E-Levy na wodeba no. Ebe destroy some digitization drive because that time na NPP for air drive cashless system. Now we'll drive the concept of cashless system. You don't tax. Unfa tax in man beto yeso. Because it will discourage people. The E-Levy na NPP for the buy. It made no sense. It made no sense because se me koto fuel egu kaya me mitimui. Na me kra 200 cedis me chia 200 cedis na ma gi fuel no. But so will be air corner won kra 200 cedis no kita sebe. The phone, nesika no on the phone so the person is going to pay an additional tax just because he decided to go cashless. Meanwhile, you were the same government now we promote cashless system. So it made no sense. The country NPP for you know what they did? They marshaled their MPs. On the private jet kokofa ajuasafo, according to Kennedy Japan. Allegedly, on the private jet kofa ajuasafo, and the neighbor say, "Wamombra be pass E-Levy no." And this was when they even had a hang parliament, no more just +1 over the NDC. They passed the E-Levy. Ghana for Kanya womo mfi, omo koye cake, edi be yi hin. Today you have a government. So today you have a government, or no air castle well, Ghana for. You see, and I want people to understand, Obia, my main church has no biantiase. Obia, sebe, okra etuo. Na okra sekan. Na wo de sekan no wo se nipa krono. Na nipa ko ni kretuo. Sorry, okra etuo wo kra sekan na wo de sekan wo no. Se nipa krono etuo no o mia trigger na pa wewu. Obetumia ende de wo ye no, right? But if the person decides say unim mempe boni nti no de anya hwe me nya hwe me mfe tuo na nya hwe ya. You see, say nipa kro no say nipa kro no obi be feel say nipa ko ni yohufo, but other people also see say nipa kro no oye nyanseni, because the person has the right. What they say kind of one self defense, he has the right to end it right there and then. But o decide say unim wo de me de be che wanya hwe mempe boni. And why I'm saying that, say NDC parliaments, they have over 2/3 of parliament. So Sambra way omo person mo pass parliament. There is nothing any Ghanaian can do. NDC 4% passing Mbra way or parliament. Ghana for yebe kasa yen to me nyashe. They will pass it and no one can do anything. But nini nechi, they listened to Ghanaians and they called off the deal because Ghana for complaining. Compare that to NPP for Ghana for CMP E-Levy. Satan na mumpumu ni numbers, sir, but you still forced your way to pass the E-Levy. And mo be catch and say NDC ministers na omwetie yenye sufre no. Yempami omo because omwetie Ghana for sufre. Basically that's what you are saying. Ntunya ya na ke NDC aban no Ghana for yakasa mo muntie. Usian for NPP for no. Obi bia wotie me bia wefu so a opese wefu eba from in 10 no. Recommend the book na eda screen so no. Na book we betre wonyama miensa. Na sa nyama miensa no utumi di so pepepe every single day. Me ma 1 month pe obon senya wefu ebeba from. Me amene okase embre bi ba na mefu ni. And the same person amene mo kasa mefu eni. Na eye book ni munyama ene ma mefu ba from sa. Book ni 100 cedis pe ope bi ato a 055-8074-986. Ebiom 055-807-4986. Fre ana WhatsApp. Ni ebema book no ni PDF ewo WhatsApp ana ni tree video wo WhatsApp. O share ewo YouTube. There is a link in the comment box. O click ya on sabeka eye book no. Se o share ewo eye Facebook a obehu book no so ewo screen so. If you want more, comment box,